If you need yoga music or fitness music for your YouTubes or for any of your social media or online content, we have DJ Taz Rashid. I was honored to interview DJ Taz Rashid. He's a wanderlust, an international DJ in the yoga scene. He makes amazing music. I use his music for Relax with Yogi Bryan podcast and some of my YouTube videos. Check this interview out. Stay tuned. Hello, everybody. Yogi Bryan here. I have a special guest, DJ Taz Rashid. Taz, how you doing?
Good, brother. It's so good to see you. It feels like it's been forever, and I'm happy to be connecting today.
Yes, it's been a while, and I feel like this year has felt like 10 years.
It's like, when will it end? It's like,
right?
It's like
Exactly.
It may not end for a while, you know. It's a year that keeps going.
yeah, like Groundhog Day, like that movie Groundhog Day.
Oh,
Like that same thing every day. What have you been up to lately, Taz?
You know, I've been staying focused on my purpose and passion and what I need to do to keep my life going for myself and my family, you know, and so much happening in the world, you know, obviously politics, virus and this and that, but I live in like North Chicago, and I just stay focused on my projects and new things as far as music, licensing products for all my teachers in my global community, how to help all these teachers online with music. And I'm also doing a lot of online events and starting to do in-person events again as well. So it's been exciting. There's never a boring day, I gotta say, but just trying to take care of my internal health and of course externally as well. And so yeah, I've just been staying really busy. So it's like I try to avoid a lot of the craziness that's out there, so like, and not watch, you know, the news and whatnot, and just staying focused on the mission.
Yeah, exactly. Focus on the mission. And it seems like you're releasing songs almost every day, at least every week. I saw today you release Inspiration Drive remixes, right?
Yeah. You know, I realized like when I used to tour, when I normally tour, like I usually like tour with like, you know, USB drives that has a lot of unreleased music, and I get it out to my fans and followers and whoever's at the events. But this year, not being able to release music like that, you know, in person to person, I was just like, you know what, forget it. I'll just like release a lot of unreleased music just out there on places like Spotify and Apple Music and just get it out to the masses. So I've just been actively releasing like, you know, every week or every other week, like a cover song or a single or some remixes of mine or somebody else that's remixed my stuff, or even a new album. So that way it's just like people are getting fresh new things all the time for their playlist, and it feels great because I have a lot of stuff. So it's just good to get it out there.
Pumping out the music. And that's why I wanted to have you on the show, is to talk about your music library. I love using your music. If anybody out there listens to the Relax with Yogi Bryan podcast, I use Taz's music from the Elements album, and I pay a licensing fee, and I'm able to use his music on YouTube, on my podcast, and you have a different, variety of different levels for your licenses. So just talk to the people, talk to the students, talk to the teachers out there that need music and how you can help them.
Yeah, so so I've been licensing music for, these brands like Wanderlust, Yoga Journal, and other like mindfulness brands for many years now. And I was even like the main like music supervisor for Wanderlust for years, and I still help them out time to time. And I would license music for them, of my music and other people's music. And so I know like the ins and outs of that. And the interesting thing is like music licensing can be a very expensive and difficult process, because the teachers have to get a sync license, a master license, and it can be, rather expensive. We were used to like getting $50 to $100 per track, which is like, or more, which is like pretty normal in the licensing world. But what happened was I realized, like, especially since COVID, a lot of yoga teachers that I talk to in yoga studios, and everybody's going online. Okay, like everyone's got a product online and things like that. But most of these individuals don't have $12,000-$15,000 budgets laying around for like a library of music for their online content. It's just like not a realistic situation for the average person. And if you have that, wonderful, hit me up. But I still have some of those companies I work with, but for the most individuals, it's not realistic. So what I realized, like, what would it take for me to create something that has like equal value, but it's not going to cost an arm and a leg for people? So I basically took like 400 or 500 of my tracks released and a lot of unreleased stuff. And then I also, the value of that is huge. Imagine like 400 songs. And if you do the math times 50, that adds up to a lot of, just like what the value of it would be. But then I also did something really cool. I partnered up with two of my musician friends, Momentology and Songs of Eden. These guys are making music for yoga, Pilates, meditation as well. And they're out there. I collaborate with them. So I partnered up with them. So together we have like 700-800 songs, and we're adding more tracks to this library. And what we did was something really unique. So we're giving an individual yoga teacher, or like a meditation teacher, a license, or if you're a yoga studio, we have a license for you as well. And here's where it's kind of like interesting of what we're doing. So usually when yoga studios that are supposed to be getting a license from these PROs, they get a license called a public performance license. That means they can play the music in their classes while it's happening. The thing is, when you go online and you're recording videos, you actually need what it's called a sync license. And that's what I was talking about earlier. It can be very expensive. So what we did was we actually combined, and we're giving a public performance license and a master sync license. So you can monetize any of your videos. You can put it in your programs. You can add it to your YouTube videos, social media, whatever you need to do. And you can like make money and charge off of your products and your programs. So that's been really cool. And so we have two different licenses, one for the individual and one for like studios. That's for like up to 10 teachers.
Amazing. And that is what really helped me out in terms of creating my content, especially creating the podcast and it being guilt-free as well. I remember early on in our friendship, I would ask you like, hey, can I use this song? And then I would feel guilty, or like, I'd want to like possibly monetize on the meditation or monetize on something that I was doing, but then your music was on there. So then you let me know of the licensing that I can basically pay, a yearly fee for that licensing. And then I was just like, okay, as long as I tag you in the song, make sure I give you credit for the song. Like I can use these on my podcast. I can use these on my YouTube, which really helped because before I was having a hard time finding like yoga type music. Yeah. Like especially like meditation, for the opening of the class and then Shavasana, like I was having problems finding that peaceful music. And then I went on to several websites, and I think for one song, it was like $60 or $100 just to buy one song to use that for my content. So can you talk to the yoga student that maybe wants to make a podcast, wants to make a meditation podcast, or wants to develop their YouTube or just any other content, TikTok or whatnot?
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, really, we created this library, like you said, for meditation teachers, for yoga teachers, yoga studios, fitness. So we're really kind of focusing on that. It's not for people who are making movies, big documentaries. We clearly put that in our end user agreement. Is like, it's not for that, because like those require different kinds of budgets. It's really for the individual who's making like online videos and programs and podcasts and what, just like the things that you are. And
I see. So that's Steven Spielberg, if you're listening to this, like you'll have to message Taz on a different time.
Spielberg, Ron Howard, these guys, like it, and they have certain kinds of budgets, like those Hollywood productions, they have a music, like they have like it's allocated budget, it's a percentage of their overall budget. So to talk about like how this works is like we have this big library, and like going back to the two types of licenses, we made it so affordable. It's literally $99 for an individual teacher, and for a yoga studio, it's $299 for the entire year, and it's an annual fee. So it really comes down to like for an individual teacher, it's less than $9 a month. I mean, that's like next to nothing to get a library of music to use for your content. We have hundreds of users. They're loving it. We actually give you all the files so you can download the files, use it. We even give you like playlists, so it's like easy for you to use in your classes. We make these playlists on, I individually made these. So they're like, vinyasa flows, deep chill, like chill classes, upbeat, deep house. And then we have theme classes, sculpt, bar. I think there's like around 108 playlists already made for you on both Apple Music and Spotify, so you can just literally just hit play and like use them in your classes, and it's no problem. But then we also give you the actual files, which is great, so you can use them in any way you want. So we made it super affordable, easy to use. We've got a whole portal that's set up for you to go in there and just download, and with help tutorials. I can even give you a little bit of a demo so that so that people can see it.
See a demo.
Okay, all right, sweet. So let me just share my screen here. Give me 1 second. Okay, sweet. So after you, as soon as you purchase, you'll get access to the portal, and you like open it up, and you'll see like you can actually download all the music. So here's my music. You can go download it here. It'll take you to a Dropbox page. This is Momentology's music, Songs of Eden's music. Electric is actually a fitness brand that myself and Momentology started because we had to make music for an online cardio spin program. So these are like EDM banger type, like it's good for like cardio, exercise music, spin classes. And then we have all these playlists that we've created here on Spotify. Like, we even like broke down classes like, opening, build, peak, land, shavasana, cardio. And what happens is when you go and like say you click Spotify, it'll actually just open up in your Spotify browser.
Nice.
When it does open up, and then what happens is you just like hit the button. You can open it up in your desktop app and just save it, and that's it. That's how easy it is. Same thing with Apple Music. When you click it, it opens up in your Apple, and I'm already following this because I created it, but you would just like save it and it'll show up on your phone. So you can easily like build playlists like this. But the cool thing is that this is what's really amazing and people really love it, is that I created 108 playlists already made for you. These are all like vinyasa flows for like 75-minute, 60-minute, and then just like 45-minute and 30 minutes. So these are like vinyasa flows, and then deep chill. These are like slow flow, chill classes. Yoga Nidra, what kind of Nidra music do you need? Deep house, these are made like deep with more upbeat classes. And then miscellaneous, I love. These are like, acro yoga, awaken flow, awaken your dancer, booty yoga, dub warrior, ecstatic movement. Like it just keeps going. There are so many different playlists I created for this program. If you're into bars, sculpt, and then of course the breakdown as well. So it can feel like if someone's watching, they're like, oh my God, I don't know how to do all this. I even made a whole help center tutorial where it's just like, I teach you how to use this stuff. I teach you how to like, change your settings on Zoom to make it sound really good. Like, how do you make how do you download this on your phone? So there's like videos that I've created, and it shows up, and and then you just watch it and stuff like that. It just teaches you. So there's a lot of content, and it's all included in that membership. So there's like literally like no excuse on not knowing. Be like, oh, it's too complicated. It's like I'm giving you like the goods, but my goal is to teach you how to do it. Because my philosophy is that it's not enough if you just have, it's not enough that you have a Ferrari or a car, like say you have an amazing, high like performing vehicle like a Ferrari, right? Well, if you don't have a racetrack that you can take it up to 220 miles an hour and drive it, or know how to drive it, it's no good. It's just going to sit in your garage. So I'm going to give you the top-notch music, but I'm also going to teach you how to like build a playlist and things like that. So I've included, a lot of training that I've, charged for before, but I've included in this program.
That's awesome.
So this gives you a little glimpse behind the scenes.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to look at that training, especially on Zoom.
Yeah.
I still I don't use like Zoom with the music. Like I normally throw it on the background. Like I mainly use your music for podcasts and YouTube.
Absolutely.
Yeah, I love that you have those resources, so I can, go and look at it instead of hitting you up. And I know you're busy. Like,
Well, I am. Absolutely. No, there's some basic stuff. It's really not difficult. It's just good for someone to show you kind of thing. So I know a lot of people who are scared to use music on Zoom because Zoom's like not set up to just have music playing in the background. It's like, so there's like some default settings you have to like check off and like untag and deselect kind of thing, and then it's actually sounds really good. And that's how I've been doing all my online events on Zoom, and we've done a few, and like
Yes.
they sound amazing. And like, why is that? It's just like I've like figured out how to do a few things, so I want to teach people that and give that wisdom to you so you can do that and make your classes sound amazing. And I'm also doing some like live trainings like once or twice a month where people will jump on Zoom and you can ask me questions, and those are free for the licensees as well, just to help you and any Q&A and things like that. So I'm continuing to do that as well.
Awesome. That's amazing. That's amazing.
Yeah.
I know I talked to a lot of people on, all my platforms, and they ask me, questions about how I record, my microphone. I have a microphone video that I have, and
Exactly.
also music. So that's why I wanted to make this video so I can send to someone that needs music, because your music, you have helped me out so much in terms of content. And for anyone starting, like I use iMovie for my YouTube videos. I try and use Adobe Premiere, which is a little bit more difficult.
Yeah, that's high tech. That's
high tech.
That's more pro. iMovie's a good place to start.
Baby steps. And then I use Adobe Audition for the podcast, and that's
Cool.
That's very user friendly. It is, I think it's like $52 that I use for the Adobe Creative Cloud. But then with the music, I just download the music and get MP3 files, and then I can add those MP3 files in my Adobe Audition or in my iMovie, and I can throw it in the background and adjust the levels. So
absolutely.
Yeah. How can you maybe show how they can download a song?
Yeah.
And where it goes?
Absolutely. So let me share my screen here, and while I'm pulling that up, I'll just share that like the reason a lot of teachers love using our libraries because we have a lot of different sounds and types of music, in our library. Like I go everywhere from like super yoga nidra, like deep like meditation vibe to like super all the way up to like EDM house, techno bang or whatever, like all of it, and everything in the middle from like down tempo, chill trap, rock, global beats. There's a lot of energy, modern sounds, like sacred sounds and things like that. And same thing with Momentology and Songs of Eden. They're we're kind of like all over the place as like different styles. So like people really can't get bored, and it's not just like one type of sound. So it's like really exciting about that. So so I'll just show you an example like how they can easily get. So when you go to download the music, it just literally shows up in as a Dropbox folder, and everything is like all these albums are organized here. So let's just say my new album, Be the Change. You can like actually preview the track if you want to, and then you can just download it, meaning like you just you select it and you just hit the download button on your computer, and it'll show up on your downloads folder, and then you can just drag it. In my tutorial, I show you how to organize the files. Yeah, actually, so it's a good question, Brian. I actually will show you like, hey, create these folders or files in your on your desktop, laptop, and stay organized, because organization is very important.
Yes, it is.
And
very important. And I learned my lesson on organization.
Absolutely. And if someone doesn't want to download like everything, and you just want to like get familiar with the music, and you have platforms like Spotify or Apple Music, well, you can go and at least follow these playlists and actually start becoming familiar with the music. That's the thing. So you don't have to download all of it. You can, you know, just listen to this music and organize them, you know, as you know, and then when you need to download it, you'll know which albums to download from and things like that. So it's all laid out, and we're always evolving the program.
Yeah, and the price is just, it's good. I'm telling you, it's a great deal. I searched before, and for like one track on some of these royalty-free sites, are anywhere from like $60 to, I saw $100 per track. So having, you know, the one-time annual fee is very good, and you have that library, and you can download it, and the download's on your computer, and then you can play around with what software you like to use to edit. And take your time, go slow with it. Like, you're not gonna be a pro. You're not gonna be a pro when you start. Like, it's
totally a process. It's a process, and the cool thing is that, like, because of our current situation of our world, even if and when we go back out there and are teaching, you know, out in, you know, like in-person events everywhere, and things go hopefully back to normal, I think, you know, a ton of people will still have some sort of online brand, online program. You know, people are creating this more and more. Even right now, everyone's like, oh, I need to make an online product, or like on my online classes, online course, this and that. So it's a great tool to go into. Like, it's like everyone should be learning this stuff, and like while you're learning it, you might as well use great music in an affordable way and learn the know-hows from people who've been doing it for a while. My vision is to really grow this global community of music users from this library, and create like a tribe of people who love music and love mindfulness practices, and know how to make amazing videos and a production, because that's where I feel like things are going, is that like quality, you know. So people are doing it in their homes, but like the quality still has to be good, because if everyone's putting out stuff, it's like, you know, you want to make sure that what you're putting out there sounds great, you know. So it's good to like learn how to do that, and it'll just improve your, you know, your product. For sure. And I've seen it in my content. It's improved. Relax with Yogi Bryan podcast meditations. It's close to 30,000 downloads now. So I appreciate the music, man. Absolutely. But that's taken practice for me. Like, I like told myself I'm going to record a meditation every day for a while. And like, if you go back and listen to my first meditations, like, I'm embarrassed that I even put those out. You know, but you just improve and get better, and you figure out the software, and you figure out editing, and you figure out the music, and you figure out this and that. So really appreciate you, and appreciate the time you took, you know, to have this interview, to talk with me. Absolutely. We're going to link up everything in the description. Yep. But tell everyone where they can find you. I mean, everything's under, all my social handles are under DJ Taz Rashid, which we'll include, and my website is djtazrashid.com. I am doing online events here and there, but I'm starting to do in-person events in whichever states are, you know, people are starting to gather outdoors. Indoors is still a little challenging, but I've been doing outdoor events, so stay tuned. I live in the Chicago area in the Midwest, so if you're around here and you want to do, actually if you're anywhere in the US and you would like to do events, let me know if you're able to do it. I also tour with Sound Off Experience headphones. If you've heard of them, they're the silent disco headphones. I'm a partner of that brand, and I actually own up to 200 headphones. So I can do I can do events, and that's how I tour around the U.S. is like, I love to do experiences of meditation and yoga, and so everyone hears the music and the teacher's voice on the headphones, and they can practice. Oh, so awesome! Those are becoming kind of popular with the social distance style, you know, experiences. People can be like 6 feet apart and be outside and hear the music perfectly clear. Really been enjoying doing that. So yeah, please stay in touch. Let me know if I can help you in any way. And thank you, Brian. Thank you so much. And everybody subscribe, hit that like button, go follow DJ Taz Rashid, and get yourself some music. All the links are below. So appreciate y'all. Thank you so much, Taz. Appreciate you. I'll be chatting with you a lot. Thank you, brother. Thanks for your support. Namaste, everyone. Namaste.